Welcome back to Ascot for our coverage of today's Daily Double. The first leg, the First Prince Handicap over 1,600 metres. There's two scratchings in this, number 10 Egyptian Gold and number 15 Phantom Lunch. By the way, First Prince was the winner of the very first Perth Cup back in 1887. The field's starting to take shape. Up there for Channel 10 is Darren McCauley. And Darren, what do you like in this?
Well, it's a very evenly balanced field, Tim. In race 7 of the day, there's good backing for Signpost, which has recently transferred to the stables of Frank Maynard Jr. There's backing for Swift Pago as well. And Sweet Sir at longer odds. Now, all stalls have been filled. The favourite Swift Pago at 2.30. Barrier positioned on the Matheson Road side of the track. There's the signal. Racing. And Fraser Rain seemed to knuckle over coming out of the stalls, didn't lose any ground. Sweet Sir spearing across from the outside in search of the front ahead of Kiwi Tiger Swift Pago. Another Maverick is well placed at the end of 200. Then came Miss Hibernia in between horses. Oh, one struck trouble like Canary. Trucidator got up on his inside. They're being followed by Nullagine Star and Sayari. Fraser Range losing his spot in the field. A break then to Obsessive over on the inside, being closely followed by Signpost and then Star Joy Girl, Arctic Love. And In Tag is a clear last as they head down the Swan River side. And Sweet Sir takes charge at the 1,000. Sweet Sir bobbing along in front by a length over Kiwi Tiger with the Blaze. Another Maverick third on the inside, being closely followed by Swift Pago. A length and a half to Lycanari, better balanced around Trucidator. A length to Nullagine Star, a similar margin, then Fraser Range ridden along. Sayar is next on the inside, now making his move around them. Signpost taken 3 deep. A length to Obsessive, ridden along in advance of Miss Hibernia, Arctic Love, Star Joy Girl, and In Tag is still last as they near the 500. Coming down to the turn, and Sweet Sir slipped Rain. Got clear by a length and a half. Kiwi Tiger second. Another Maverick on the fence is third ahead of Swift Pago. They've got right away from the others. Signpost is coming into it deep around Lycanari, Trucidator, and then Nullagine Star and Fraser Range, but Sweet Sir led them clearly past the 250 by a length on Kiwi Tiger. Miller calling upon Swift Pago, and well back is Signpost at the 150. Swift Pago reached the lead, race to a clear break. Here comes on the outside Signpost with a strong run, but to no avail. Swift Pago punched out, beats home Signpost. Kiwi Tiger third ahead of Sayari, then Sweet Sir knocking up Miss Hibernia, a good run. Trucidator, Nullagine Star, another Maverick behind them. Then Fraser Range and Arctic Love, Obsessive. Well back to In Tag, Star Joy Girl, and the last one home is Lycanari. Number 2 is the winner, Swift Pago. Continuing his splendid form, the sub in the first leg of the Daily Double to pay $2.25 and 95. Signpost Shane Ewing finishing doggedly wide out under hard riding to pay $1.25, and waiting for that third number to go up into the semaphore tower. 1:35.95 is the time. 1:35.95. The winner is by the great Pago, raced by Vernon and Mrs. V.J. Walsh, trained by Vernon Brockman, and ridden by the form jockey just prior to the summer carnival in Danny Miller. No sign of those minor placings, possibly Kiwi Tiger on the inside. There they are confirmed, Tim, 2, 8 and 1.
Yes, that ends a fairly lean spell for Danny Miller over the summer carnival thus far. Number 2, Swift Pago, the winner from number 8, Signpost, and Kiwi Tiger is back third. 2, 8 and 1 the numbers. We'll be back shortly with all the TAB information. Welcome back to Ascot for the running of the second leg of the Daily Double, the Robert Laurie Welter. First leg winner, number 2, Swift Pago. And there's plenty of people here still enjoying the ideal racing conditions. With me, Frank Wright. And Frank, on what has been a mixed bag for punters and both bookmakers, how have you found the day?
Well, I found it pretty ordinary, but a lot of punters have found it good, and they should end in the right note with Bramwell Flyer. And the one joy for bookies, a 100 to 1 chance Say You Will winning earlier in the day.
Bramwell Flyer currently paying $1.80 on the tote. And what about the Perth Cup itself, Frank? How did you find the result?
Well, I think the result reflected on the previous form. Mirror Magic did beat Red Javelin with plenty in hand the other day. The 8-kilo turnaround was always going to be in Red Javelin's favour, but a great ride by T. Jackman and paved the way for the long neck win.
It certainly was a great ride by Troy Jackman, and Alan Matthews, a great training feat, and a great call by Darren McCauley, who now has a broadcast of the final event, the Welter over 1,500.
Thanks, Tim. Last couple moving up a qual up and a flying draw. Bramwell Flyer on the TAB at $1.80. Qual up at $3.15. $2.70 now for number 5, Marvellous. $4.05 Peppermint Lad, who looks in terrific condition. $5.10 for number 10, Flying Draw. Bain and Dapper in the market at $3.90. Quollup here in the purple and black quarters, about to be pushed up inside the gates by a couple of the unsung heroes of racing. That's the barrier attendants, and don't they do a mighty job. At times a dangerous task, but they always seem to come through with colours flying. Now assistant starter Malcolm Stewart will send the field off in the last. Just about ready to run. Light will be switched on at any moment now. An evenly balanced field. Seems to be just a brief hold-up. Some pushing going on behind the barriers. Maybe one of those runners drawn in the middle of the field resting on the gates. Now there are officials over there barking instructions. They've just about got this horse in. They have.
Lights all in, riders.
Lights on, they're racing. Trumps and the Canadian came out just a little tardy, and commencing fast is Quollup with Happy Hand and being sent through on the inside. Truth looking for the lead at the end of 150. In behind them, Trumps picking up ground ahead of Winning Wave. Peppermint Lad caught 3 wide. A length and a half to Startation, going around Marvellous, and then came Bain and Dapper. The Canadian, Dulcidium, Bramwell Flyers a long way back down the side, and 2 lengths to Flying Graw with his mouth wide open, racing a little waywardly. Last is Man of Taste at the 1,000 metres mark, and little Patrick Carberry has Truth bowling along clearly by a length and a half to Happy Hand. 3 parts of a length to Quollup, joined by Startation, caught off the track and back on the inside. Trumps ridden along behind them, Winning Wave ahead of Peppermint Lad, going reasonably well ahead of Marvellous and the Canadian. Then almost a length to Vain and Dapper as they go past the 700. He's got them strung out, the lad on the leader. Bramwell Flyers buried away in traffic with the job in front of him. Then Dulcidium, Flying Graw and Man of Taste last. At the 500, nearing the turn, and the leader is Truth by a little over a length on Happy Hand, leading the chase. Then Quollup easing to the outside. Trumps is running fourth, but under pressure ahead of Winning Wave. And then Peppermint Lad, Vain and Dapper, starting to make ground along with Bramwell Flyer. He and Vain and Dapper bumped together at the 250, where Quollup raced to a clear lead. Quollup got away from Marvellous. Peppermint Lad, Winning Wave. It's Quollup, 100 metres to go from Marvellous. Peppermint Lad behind them with Bramwell Flyer. Marvellous is going to Quollup. Quollup lifting though, and Quollup maybe Quollup from Marvellous or Bramwell Flyer, who lunged at them right on the line. Bramwell Flyer, Marvellous, Quollup, they reached the line together. Vain and Dapper, Flying Graw, a good run behind them. Then Peppermint Lad, they were followed by Truth and Happy Hand, Winning Wave, the Canadian. Then Trump's Man of Taste, a break in the field to Dulcidium. Startation near last.
Down the 2.
What a finish. Just when I was all set to declare that Quollup had clung on from Marvellous, on the scene came Bramwell Flyer, who was buried away in traffic, and if he has gone down, he is the best of Good Things Beaten. He and Vain and Dapper both bumped together. The judge wants the camera. Quollup in the shadows of the post is clear. Bramwell Flyer lunged, but I think, just looking at the slow-mo replay, Quollup has done enough to survive. Maybe number 2, Quollup, Jason Brown, who rode the 3rd place getter in the Cup today, Beat Paloo, has just beaten the luckless Bramwell Flyer, Paul Harvey. And the other one there, of course, was Marvellous, battling away, and a great finish to wind up this terrific day of racing on Perth Cup Day. I don't know, maybe Frank Wright, who's a good judge. What did you think, Frank?
No, it's Darren, it's not my job. It's your job.
Well, number 2, Quollup, has got the judge's nod.
Well, if I'd looked over, I could have made a hero of myself.
Number 2, Quollup, is first. The judge now requires a further photo for second. The winner will pay $3.15 and $1.15. And we're still waiting for the result of the minors here. Bramwell Flyer, number 7, the unsuccessful sub, 85 cents, while Marvellous, number 5, will pay 95. 1:29.09 the time, Timo, in the last event of the day.
Certainly was a great finish and a good call too, Darren. And if you're the punter who likes number 2, then you've got the double. Swift Pago into Quollup. Will be awaiting correct weight shortly. Frank, casting our mind back to what's been a fantastic day of racing, the Perth Cup. 35,000 people. What did you think?
Well, it was an exciting race. They ran as they should have. Maybe it should have been Red Javelin beating Mirror Magic. Maybe it should have been Mirror Magic beating Red Javelin. But I think Jackman won the race by dashing up to Red Javelin coming in the corner, and the weight pull wasn't enough for Red Javelin to kick back.
And Troy Jackman has a great record in the Perth Cup.